Joining me now is One Nation Leader Pauline Hanson and, for the first time here on Sky, New South Wales Libertarian Party Vice President and Secretary Gemma Noyosi. Ladies, hello. Welcome to The World According to Rowan Dean.
Hi.
Pauline, I wanted to start by asking you about the Australia Day marches and this hideous merging of Palestinian and Indigenous activism. What do you make of this?
Rowan, what you said in your editorial is really so correct. And what I've heard over the period of time, a lot of the Muslims that are in prison, they're actually engaging with the Aboriginals and trying to tee up with them. There is a plan here in place that I see it, and it's not for the best for the Aboriginal people. The Palestinians, and people have to understand, we've got a big problem in this country and it's going to get a lot worse if we don't start doing something about it. The Palestinians are those fundamentalist Islamic ideology that is pushing their own agenda in Australia. A lot of Australians are dumbed down, don't understand what the fight is, the civil unrest that's happening in the Middle East with Israel and Palestine and the Gaza. So people have been easily led along. These fundamentalists have an agenda. They hate the West, they hate Israel, they hate a lot of things about our own society, and this has been happening. They're pushing their own agenda and people are falling for it. So whatever they do, whatever happens on the streets is not going to solve the problems over there, and I think that will be ongoing issues. But I'll say to people, before you get on your high horse and start ringing up my office and telling me why am I supporting Israel, I'm not supporting Israel as such. I am supporting the Australian people because this is un-Australian, what is happening with these bombings, the synagogues, the unrest, the protest rallies. This is un-Australian. These Jewish people here are Australians, and I will fight and defend their rights to walk our streets and live in peace and harmony without fear from any organisation or any other Australian in this country. And if you want to behave like that, then I suggest go back to the country that you've come from and you go and live your life that style, because in Australia, I don't want it in our streets.
Gemma, I want to now talk about Donald Trump has banned trans kids taking puberty blockers and so on. So he's come in very aggressively, right from the word go, against the whole idea of kids being subject to trans things. What's the Libertarian position on this?
Well, the Libertarian position is we have to draw a line somewhere, and children is that line. If you actually look at our federal policy coming up, that is one of our policies, to ban puberty blockers for minors. And honestly, I think there should be some sort of inquiry done into this. We had the CAS review from the UK come out that painted a very dim picture on the damage that this is going to cause minors. And I call that we should be doing the same thing here in Australia.
And Pauline, you have a policy to do as much. One Nation does as well.
Queensland government just recently have banned it for children under the age of 18 to have these procedures. Rowan, it's mutilation, it's destroying kids. These puberty blockers and these hormone treatments are lifelong. They are not reversible. They are irreversible procedures that are happening. And the fact is, I put up 5 times now for an inquiry into it, and the first vote, it was only 3 of us in the Senate. All these people in there, these senators in there, got out of the parliament, or didn't, they abstained from voting, or the Greens, Labor and 6 of the Libs voted for this to continue on. We've had enough inquiries, there's enough evidence worldwide. What happened in England with Tavistock, I've been following this for nearly 3 years. And the fact is, it's happened in New Zealand, they've had inquiries, what's happening around the world, other countries, Denmark, Finland and other countries. Proven fact is, it is destroying these kids. Just stop it completely, no more gender affirming treatment in Australia, stop it.
Now, I want to show you both this photo of Monique Ryan, one of the Teals, who was at an Australia Day ceremony, breathing in a lot of heavy smoke, it appears to me. I've always thought doctors advise us against breathing in lots of smoke. Was she attending some ceremony? What is the doctor doing breathing in smoke? Please, Gemma.
Well, I mean, the Teals are an interesting lot, aren't they?
Yes.
They try to paint themselves in some sort of liberal moderate, but they're anything but, as we know. And look, I don't know why she's breathing in smoke. It's obviously more virtue signalling, but I will say this. I want the voters who have been captured by the Teals to actually ask a simple question to their Teal candidates before they go into the ballot box room. who are you going to support if there is a hung parliament? Because I believe, and I'm sure many of us on this side realise that there most probably will be a hung parliament, and if the Teals get their way, we'll be having another 3 years of Labor.
Pauline, your colleague, Senator Matt Canavan, tweeted regarding one candidate who appeared to have dropped any suggestion of being a Teals from their candidacy, an independent. He suggested that maybe the Teals brand is now becoming toxic. Do you think that's the case, Pauline?
As more and more people wake up to the climate change fear-mongering and BS that's been going on for quite some time, the cost of living, people are actually stressed. They're looking for hope. The same old rhetoric they're getting out of politicians, political parties, they're over it. They want action, they want true leadership. The Teals don't produce that. The Teals are so aligned with the Labor and the Greens. I'll say to people out there, has your life improved over the last 3 years under the Labor government, Labor, Greens, Teals? No, it hasn't. So think twice about it. They are not good for the country. They are toxic, and breathing in this smoke is, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's a joke, I really do. I think they're, trying to get the Aboriginal vote, whatever they're doing, I don't know. I think it's pathetic. And the fact is, people, wake up to yourselves, understand what they stand for, and I can assure you it won't be in your best interest.
And it makes a laughing stock of Australia, I've got to say. Just very briefly, Pauline, your idea that Australia should pull out of the World Health Organization, it looks like Giorgia Meloni, the brilliant Italian Prime Minister, has taken that one nation policy and she wants Italy out. Tell us quickly your thoughts on that.
Good on her. I've been complaining about it since 1996. It's a corrupt organisation. They're only there for themselves. They have no interest in Australia. We need to look after our own sovereignty. We have our own elected members of parliament. Do not be easily get out of WHO, get out of the Refugee Convention, get out of the Paris Agreement, get out of the UN. Let's determine our own future.
Gemma Noisi and Pauline Hanson, thanks so much for coming on The World According to Rowan Dean. See you soon.